history of our Catholic faith tied to the corporal works of mercy. It's comforting to know that our Catholic cemeteries are caring for the remains of our loved ones awaiting the resurrection. There are 44 Archdiocese of Chicago Catholic cemeteries willing to help you in your time of loss. Call 708-449-6100 or visit CatholicCemeteriesChicago.org. Catholic Cemeteries, serving the Catholic community since 1837.
You're listening to Catholic Chicago on WNDZ 750 AM. Every Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., the Archdiocese of Chicago presents programming about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Thanks for letting us be part of your morning. Now again, Catholic Chicago.
Good morning and welcome to the Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Bredemann and we thank you so much for joining us today. We welcome all those who are listening on WNDZ 750 AM here in Chicago and all who have joined in on the live stream on YouTube and Facebook at Catholic Chicago. Catholic Charities Latino Affairs Department has been especially busy this year. Latino and African American residents in Cook and Lake counties were disproportionately affected by COVID-19, and so some creative, innovative ideas had to be put into place so that the information and the resources could get to the residents to try to correct that disparity. Dr. Kari Rositas-Sheftel is the director of Catholic Charities Latino Affairs Department, and she has been working locally and internationally on trying to alleviate the concerns of Latino residents. She really is an outstanding, compassionate, dynamic person that I'm so pleased to get to work with, and she's here with us today to share some exciting developments with us for this summer. Welcome, Kari.
Hi, good morning, Katie. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you today?
Good. I'm so excited to be here and share some good news.
Absolutely. We're all about good news on this show. Can you share with us what have been your main priorities for the Latino Affairs Department this summer?
Yes, we've been very busy, and I will say that we have been working on three priorities during this time. The first one is to keep doing community outreach and education about COVID and all the devastating effects that they have, but also securing access to vaccination in these Latino communities. And we've been working with amazing partners, even with the consulates of Latin America that have offices here in Chicago. The second priority is to keep sharing with the Spanish-speaking community or Latino community about the resources that we have. We know that they have been in the need of financial assistance, even financial assistance for cremation and burials, mental health, bags of food, etc. And last but not least, I will say that we've been listening, we've been understanding, we've been empathizing, and we've with the community. It's very important that the community let us know what the needs are and not what we might be thinking from a desk or from an office.
And I know that vaccination point is a real key issue this summer. According to the State of Illinois website, 74.9% of Illinois residents over the age of 12 have been vaccinated, at least gotten their first dose, but that still leaves 1 in 4 people not vaccinated. And so you've been part of several innovative programs to try to encourage the Latino community to get vaccinated. Can you share with us about some of those programs?
Yes, we've been part of the Illinois Department of Public Health COVID-19 Ambassador Program, as well as with the Lake County health ambassador programs. And these have been help us to get firsthand information from the experts as well as resources and updates. So this has helped us to spread the word, to go out, do some outreach and education in a culturally relevant way. The reality of our immigrant Latino is so different from other communities here in Chicago and, even in our nation, but also in some other countries in Latin America. For example, in Mexico, the vaccination program, it goes by ages, so age ranges. So right now they're vaccinating those who are 30 years old, between 30 and 40 years old. So all of this information is important to understand because our community keep in touch with their loved ones in their countries of origins. So that's why it's important for us to keep like an eye and our ears about what's happening in Latin America. So when we are giving out our messaging, we're considering what our community is listening from their loved ones. We've been learning a lot during this year since COVID-19 started. And all of these learnings, we were so willing to share with some other partners. So we had a meeting, for example, with the National Migrant and Seasonal Head Start Association and with the Catholic Migrant Farm Worker Networks. They were also struggling with people doing the contact tracing or allowing them to release information if they have COVID, or now with the opportunity to have the vaccine. So we were listening to all of these challenges they were having, and we start sharing some things that have been working with our community, with our Spanish-speaking community, with our immigrant community during these months. For example, now with social media, they're so used to follow-up updates on their Facebook pages. Now they know how to use Zoom. So we have a creative way to talk about, for example, contact tracing. We do some role playing, and we use some very beloved characters. For example, Frida Kahlo. Frida Kahlo got infected with COVID because she was at a party with Ricky Martin and some other well-known Latin artists. So having this cultural context allow us to do a better outreach and education. Also, as I was mentioning, there being some collateral effects on our immigrant community, and sharing this information for it's important, but also for the immigrant community. So we're really sharing some of the ways that we've been spreading out the word of getting the vaccine, where, how, what's normal, what are the normal effects after having the vaccine, so our community can get an informed decision. And hopefully the decision is that they will get the vaccine.
And I know, Kari, that a lot of your education materials refer to encouraging Latino residents to act in a culturally competent manner. Can you kind of explain briefly with our audience what you mean by culturally competent manner?
Yes, of course. Catholic Charities has been very diligent in being always very culturally competent. And by this, we mean that we have the ability to serve a diverse clients, a diverse community of clients, not only because we have our materials in some other languages, for example, in Spanish, but because we're mindful and we learn and we take into consideration the culture and the traditions. So in this sense, we acknowledge the role that culture and tradition has when we're doing the messaging and when we're putting some strategies out in the community. So that's why, for example, I listen to news from some other countries, from Mexico, from El Salvador. I need to be informed so I can be on the same page as our community. And also the consulates have been great partners with the Office of Latino Affairs when working in all of these COVID-19 relief efforts. And we also irrelevant, which means that the messaging and the strategies that we're putting in place, they're according to the reality of our Latino community. For example, I don't know if you remember last year, the messaging was stay at home, right? But this was not the reality of our Latino immigrant communities. They were the ones that the janitors at the hospitals, they were at the grocery stores, they were the truck drivers, they were the farm workers, right?
Essential workers.
Yes, the essential workers. So we really need to see that this did not apply. This makes no sense for them. So for example, we have to pivot the messaging and share how can they be protected when they have to take public transportation because they might not own a car. When someone got infected and there were like maybe 10 people living at home and it was hard to get a private room to be isolated. So this is what I mean by being culturally competent and culturally relevant. Yes, we have our materials and we're partnering with a lot of associations that they have things in English, Spanish, and some other languages, but we tap into the culture, traditions, reality of our community to make sense, you know, and to help them be safe and healthy.
It's a very positive and wise and unifying philosophy, Kari. We're going to take a quick break here on The Voice of Charity, and when we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with Dr. Kari Rositas-Sheftel. Please stay tuned. Do you have an old bicycle that's not being used? Consider donating it to Catholic Charities Veterans Bike Project of Lake County. Skilled volunteers are refurbishing bicycles to make them safe and ready to be used by veterans to get to and from their new places of work. We also gratefully accept financial contributions that are used to purchase bike helmets and other safety accessories. Our veterans have faithfully served the United States, and now it is our privilege to serve them. For more information on the Veterans Bike Project of Lake County, call 847-782-4219. That's 847-782-4219.
Welcome back.
Es fabuloso verlos.
Dobrze jest znowu być razem.
It's good to be together again.
After so many months apart, pandemic capacity limits have been lifted, and we want to welcome everyone back to church. We can all pray together again. And listen as our choirs lift their voices in song.
We've been together in spirit.
And now, when you are ready, our doors are open wide.
Nuestras puertas están abiertas de par en par.
Nasze drzwi są otwarte.
And we're here to welcome you back to Catholic Mass.
Welcome back to The Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Bredemann, and I'm so pleased to be here today with Dr. Kari Rositas-Sheftel, who is the Director of Catholic Charities Latino Affairs Department. And Kari, I was wondering about the group in Cook County that you've been working with for the last 5 years. I know you were instrumental in starting a support group for immigrant Latino women in Cook County. How's that going this summer?
Well, it's going great. We work with this group that they call Mujeres Floreciendo, Women Blossoming, since 2013. These groups have been implementing with the collaboration of Loyola University Chicago and Universidad Iberoamericana. And since their beginnings in 2013, we have been working with 13 different groups and 45 students from Mexico, from Universidad Iberoamericana, have been collaborating as interns with these groups. So this is a very nice space for immigrant women to talk, to share about the journey of coming to a new country, heal, know the rights, and network. So some of the women that first started with us in 2013, they decide to start moving and see what else can they do. So they start saving through a methodology that they learn, through a grant that we have, and they save quite enough money, and they realize that they have the capacity to save every 6 months. So then they start dreaming bigger. And now they're gonna launch their own co-op business, selling things that they know how to do. For example, they're gonna be selling piñatas, and they're gonna be selling cakes and cookies, etc. So now they call themselves Mujeres Generadoras, which means women who generate, women who are able to provide for themselves. So this has been great news for the program. And they're gonna be selling all of these items through their websites, which is mujeresgeneradoras.wixsite.com. And in this webpage, you will find who they are, this amazing story of empowerment, how they're being growing as women, and now how they're in that point of life that they can start providing a little bit of extra money to their families with these things that they're gonna be selling. So we're super proud of them. And the other good news, because this is a program about good news, is that we've been compilating all the learnings and the best way to facilitate these sessions from Mujeres Floreciendo, the Women Blossoming groups, that we put together a book, Katie. And this book, it's called Emotional Help for Immigrant Women, Salud Emocional para la Mujer Migrante. And it's going to be published this fall, winter through Universidad Iberoamericana Press House. And the purpose is to share these best practice with some other groups, that they will start having these self-help groups of women who have migrated to this country, so they can replicate this amazing opportunity to heal, to grow, and now to be entrepreneurs.
And will that book be available on the website, Kari, or through Amazon, or is that still being determined?
I think what Universidad Iberoamericana told us, that they're going to have some books in print, like in paper, and some others through Amazon. So yeah, stay tuned.
Okay, sounds great. Please keep us posted, and we'll let the audience know once that is available. We're going to take another quick break here, and when we come back, we'd like to speak a little bit more about the interns that you just referenced. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back with Kari Rositas-Sheftel.
Catholic Charities in Lake County provides a comprehensive range of social services supporting individuals, families, and older adults. These include crisis assistance, shelter, clothing, family support, counseling, legal assistance, primary health care, and specialized services for seniors and veterans. Grab-and-go meals and food pantries help those who are experiencing food insecurity. Plus, we have a diaper depot to support low-income families and their infants. If we can assist you or someone you know, please call Catholic Charities of Lake County at 847-782-4000. That's 847-782-4000.
Welcome back to the Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Bredemann, and I'm here today with Dr. Kari Rositas-Sheftel, who is Catholic Charities Director of Latino Affairs. And before the break, Kari, we talked a little bit about the intern program that you started a number of years ago with Ibero-American University, one of the most prestigious universities in Mexico. And it's run by the Jesuits. Am I right?
You're correct. It's part of the network of Jesuits universities in the world, same as Loyola, who has been great partners to Catholic Charities.
Wonderful. And it's been really a very dynamic program that has helped students come to the United States, experience life in Chicago, but also get professional experience that coincides with their collegiate major. Am I right?
Yes, you're correct. And,
but I also know
another
that,
good news,
excuse me, go ahead.
Kathy, is that this program that you're mentioning, it has been recognized this year as one of the best internship programs by the Association of Jesuits Universities. So we're so proud and so happy about this recognition.
Congratulations, Kari. It's such a credit to you. But I know it must
Teamwork.
have been teamwork. I know. I bet it is very much so. But I know it must have been such a challenge to keep the intern program going during the pandemic. Can you share some of the innovative ways that you came up with to still keep students who were, physically in Mexico contributing to people in need here in Chicago?
Yes, it has been a challenge because students, as you were mentioning, part of the experience is come here to Chicago, experience, for example, the cold weather, right? Living near the lake, taking public transportation, go to the different programs here in the city, and of course, having their class in person through Loyola. So it's been challenging, especially the contextualization. I've been creative in a way that I've been doing some videos for them to show them where they will be working, where's our office, where is Loyola, even making some videos or sending some pictures about the snow so they have an idea about how challenging it is for an immigrant community that sometimes they have to use public transportation to be, walking through snow, and also, of course, sending them some breaking news about immigration that they need to pay attention so they could understand what's happening with the clients that now they're serving through Zoom. So even though that they're being very diligent and very flexible and accommodating with our clients, with some of them, they're using Zoom. But for example, there was a program that they started with our seniors in the West region. And they realized that seniors, they don't use a Zoom. They might not have a computer or a laptop. So they were very familiar with WhatsApp. So they
WhatsApp.
have to pivot,
Okay.
and they have to learn how to do like groups through WhatsApp so they can continue with this program on which it was so important so they won't feel isolated during this pandemic. They had some guided meditation. They have some art with elements that they can find where they were living. They have some stories. They have poetry sharing. So I'm proud of them, of how they also have to adjust and to get to know more about what will be the easiest way to work with our clients. And also they need to be so flexible with their time. We have some meetings that they need to happen late in the afternoon because they have the kids going to school from home, or very early in the morning. So I'm really proud of them that we could continue with this program. And based on the evaluations and some interviews that we have at the end of this experience, again, this was a wonderful experience. Of course, they would love to be here, but we hope that they can come and sometime in the near future.
That was my next question. Are you able to welcome any of the interns in person this fall, or are you even looking toward the second semester this year?
We're still in a virtual modality. Right now we have 5 students, but a fun fact, Katie, was that one of the students from this year's spring semester, as a graduation gift, she asked her parents if it was possible to come to Chicago as a family vacation. Oh. So they were here. They connect with St. Mary of Cell Family Strengthening Service with Center, where she made her internship. So she actually came with her whole family. Of course, they were outside with all the safety guidelines, but at least she had an opportunity to meet Sonia in person, to get to know some of the clients. And of course, for the family was also a great opportunity to know where her daughter was working virtually during the whole spring semester. So I was telling the interns that we should plan something after this pandemic is gone, like to celebrate, but also for them to have an opportunity to know the city, to know our program. So let's keep our fingers crossed that could happen soon.
I will, but I just, as you're speaking, I can't help but congratulate you again for all you've accomplished, on behalf of these interns and Catholic Charities and our clients. You've found a wonderful way to encourage the students to participate in the work of Catholic Charities and believe in the mission of Catholic Charities. And that's so beautiful, Kari. Congratulations again on your recent award or acknowledgement by the Jesuit University community. Can I just ask in the short time?
Yes, yes.
It's very well deserved, Kari. In the short time we have left, can I just ask you to maybe articulate what your greatest concerns are for the Latino community as we head into the fall and winter here?
Yes, well, of course, COVID, it's still one of our concerns. There might be some that are still hesitant to get the vaccine, but I'm trying to see all of this from the hope perspective. And now that one of the vaccines have been approved by the FDA, I think this will bring an opportunity for those who were not sure to make an informed decision and get the vaccine. And also, of course, the effects that this pandemic is still having on our Latinx community. But let's think that together we're stronger, that Catholic Charities is there for them, not only with education and outreach of COVID, but for anything they need so they can thrive as an individual, as a family, as a community here in Chicago and Cook and Lake County. So we're there for them. Estamos aquí para ustedes.
And very quickly, Kari, can you share with our audience what is the best way they can contact you if they'd like to support the work of your office?
Yes, they can go to the webpage, www.CatholicCharities.net. We have the Office of Latino Affairs webpage there. And volunteers, we need volunteers. And if you're bilingual, you're more than welcome. You can find the volunteers opportunities at www.ccofchicagovolunteer.com.
Thank you so much for being with us today, Kari. Please keep us posted and come back on the show for developments on all these great things that you're working on.
Thank you.
And we thank everyone for joining us today on The Voice of Charity. I'm Katie Bredemann, and we invite you back again next week for another edition of our show. For now, we wish you a wonderful, happy week ahead from everyone at Catholic Charities.